Happy Sunday. This is your style appetizer for the week. And it's a thought that's been coming to me quite often because of what's going on in the world, because of what's going on between people, because of just the world in general. So here's the thought. How much of what's happening in the world and what's happening in my life and what's happening between people and the expressions that people have for one another or not, how much of that is my responsibility? Is any of it my responsibility? Is there something I can do about the wars and the famine and the children being abused and women being raped and all the things that are happening in the world? What is it that my sadness and my heavy heart can fix with that? If anything, can I contribute anything when I'm sitting at home with a broken heart? And here's how I came to all of this. I've been doing a lot of art and art therapy and finding joy in places that are very unlikely. And a lot of those places for me are the places of joy. And so, meaning the unlikely places, like just in looking or observing, not looking, observing the petals of my orchids as they grow and bloom. And, from an empty stem, it goes into something that's budding. One of the nodes is budding, and then the other node is budding, and then they grow and they become these incredibly magical, magnificent masterpieces that nature creates, which that's an observation. Same observation that I choose to use or choose to implement when I observe the sadness. But let me get back to the sadness in my heart and why I've been doing so much art therapy. There's something really beautiful that happens for me. I don't know, it might happen for you. That's why I'm doing the style appetizer. When I do art, when my hands are creating, because we're all creators. So when I'm creating flowers or brooches or jewelry or hair designs or makeup, or when I just stop for a moment and as I'm looking over this computer, I'm watching my orchids, or when I watch creation being created right in front of my eyes. Every morning I wake up, I talk to my orchids. So what can I influence? What do I have any influence over, if anything, with a sad heart? That's the one question. Second question is, how did I get to this doing art? I have some pottery pieces that I'm trying to put together again in the kintsugi method, where you put together broken pieces of china and they're connected by gold. Now, the reason why I had to do so much research on this is because I want to eat or drink out of these. One of them is my favorite purple cups that I love so much. It broke, and I'm trying to put it back together with something that I can actually then use later for drinking. And I realized that as a Kabbalist and in Judaism, this broken piece of who we are, especially the broken heart, is a very central piece when it comes to mourning and sadness. So when in our tradition, when someone passes, the closest family members tear the collar of the clothing that they're wearing on the day of the burial. And that signifies that only the tear signifies that only a broken heart is a heart that feels. So let's put all of this together. Feeling sadness over things that are going on in the world is needed and necessary, because only a broken heart, a sad heart, a heart that has so much emotion, energy in emotion, energy in motion, is the heart that actually gets called into action. We don't get stuck when our hearts are pulled, like when we're in love or when we're in tears or when we're in mourning. We might be calm for a while, But more often than not, it pulls us into a really powerful action, mostly for the greater good. So if we take that and have it simultaneously live next to the joy, so that we can always see there's no light without darkness, there's no darkness without light. When we have that, I've been doing that for the last couple of weeks, and it's been remarkable to see. I don't have control over huge things in the world, yet I do have influence and choices over what I choose to put my attention on, what I choose to love, what I choose to be angry at. And I'm noticing being angry or frustrated or resentful or hateful towards something or someone or a situation or a person doesn't make me a better person. Doesn't make me a person who can actually do some good in the world. I can achieve so much more with a heart full of love. It doesn't mean I forget. It just means that I choose to put my attention on that which is important and kind and true and beautiful. You've heard me talk a lot about this. I'm sure that those of you who've been with me for a while, you know, it says Jesus turned the other cheek. And when I look at you, I have one view. When I turn the other cheek, it doesn't mean come over here and slap me. It means I am choosing to get a different perspective. Wow, look at that. There's a possibility over there that I didn't look at. Ah, look at that. There's a possibility over there. So, inside of all of this, inside of you, there is the possibility. Possibility isn't inside of what's happening out there. The possibility is in this moment, what we are choosing to create. And if you find yourself hopeless, like I have been often in the last few months, go inward. She's right there. Hope is a she. Speak to her and ask her what she wants you to do, because your next piece of action is going to be right there. And what I want you to do is to go into your closet and play. Tell me which corner of the universe you're lighting up today. And I can't wait to wrestle you to the ground in real life and in person. I miss all of you. Have a wonderful Sunday. I'll see you next week. Bye.